Hey, Mom and Dad, I was thinking about what I wanted for the holidays, and I decided I wanted a telescope.
Telescope? What do you need that for?
Well, I want to view planets and other close objects, but there are a few specifications that I need for my telescope.
Alright, well, let's see what you came up with.
Well, to begin, there are a variety of types of telescopes, each with their own benefits and fallbacks. The three types of telescopes are refractors, reflectors, and catadioptrics. Reflectors use mirrors to focus the light, whereas refractors use lenses. Catadioptrics, on the other hand, use a combination of both mirrors and lenses. Since we don't need to gather a lot of light, I believe a refractor or catadioptric telescope would be best. The lenses will create a clearer and more magnified image. I chose my top 5 telescopes and narrowed that down to my ultimate choice. The Meade ETX-125 is the first telescope I chose. This catadioptric telescope has a Muscatov Cassegrain optical design, which offers superior contrast and detail due to a smaller secondary mirror, and often has a longer focal length which provides a greater magnification. The 127mm aperture is just large enough to allow enough light into the telescope to provide a bright image, but one that still has an excellent contrast and detail. The telescope is cheap, but cannot compare to the more advanced designs. The next telescope is the Orion Sirius EQG. This telescope is also a catadioptric telescope with a Muscatov Cassegrain design. This Orion Sirius EQG delivers sharp images with a high magnification, but in a much more advanced telescope design. Not only will this telescope create a better image, but the telescope has a slow focal ratio of f/15, which enhances the magnification of the images produced by the telescope. To continue, the larger focal length allows for the eyepiece focal length to be smaller, creating a more comfortable viewing experience. The cons are, the telescope is very advanced and is extremely costly. The third telescope is the Meade ETX-80. The ETX is a refractor model that will allow us to see planets with great detail and brightness. With a focal length of 400mm and an f ratio of f/5, the ETX will give us clear focus on whichever planet we choose to explore. One of the problems found with this telescope is bad battery life, and the chromatic aberration on bright objects isn't ideal, making objects blurry and indistinctive. The fourth telescope is the Orion SkyQuest XT4.5. The SkyQuest is the ultimate beginner telescope. It has a large focal length of 910mm, but is a reflector design. This telescope collects 260% more light than a typical 60mm telescope and is significantly cheap, but lacks the ability to create high magnification images. The last telescope is the Orion Starblast 6. The Starblast has 73% more light gathering and allows the viewer to see fainter objects with more detail. This telescope gathers a decent amount of light and will give us a good range of visible objects. It is also compact and very cheap. On the downside, the telescope has a small focal length which is needed for a greater magnification, and ultimately the design of the telescope is not optimal for my goals. I ultimately decided on the Orion Sirius EQG. It comes with many advantages and will provide sharp, high-resolution images which are ideal for viewing the planets and various stars.
What do you think?
I think you did a really good job. You proved to us that this is a really good investment for our family.
Yeah, maybe we should consider going buying them.
When should we go buy him the telescope?
Right now.
Okay, let's go.